Welcome to the Stygian Stilettos Gamer channel. This is Stygian Sis. Please like, share, and subscribe, and find me at twitter.com/Stygian Sis. Hey, Final Fantasy fam. Hey, Cloudy fam, especially today. It is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Single, with someone, otherwise, something in between, who knows?
Love
Not our business.
Day. It's Heart Yourself Day. Self-love.
Yeah, self-love.
Self-love.
I'm with my girl. Of course, this is Stygian Stilettos Gamer, as you all know. Also, Stygian Sis. Also, Andrea. Also, grade A bitch, depending on who I'm talking to on Twitter. So, let me introduce my girl, Dipper Dog 15. She is an amazing VTuber. And you can catch her on Twitter, of course. You can catch her on YouTube. Do you stream anywhere else?
I've been debating. I'm kind of all over the place, but mainly it's my YouTube platform.
Cool.
That's like my more stable place right now.
Yeah, so catch her on YouTube. She does videos and she does streaming. Very fun. As you can see, she is quite a ball of energy, and it's always a good time. I actually caught her stream earlier and was having a blast. I wasn't even interacting, but I'm just listening to her.
Oh. Yeah, right now I'm a ball of Cloti, so.
Yes. So, as we all know, it's Valentine's, and there's actually an event going on Twitter. If you go to twitter.com/cloudy events, you'll see cloudygrams going on right now. And so this great graphic that I'm using, this came from Manuela on Twitter. I'll make sure, there's a pinned tweet on my account, so you can have all the information there. And I definitely recommend you looking at all of the amazing art they've put up so far. Yeah, I mean, it's just, it really is amazing just seeing all the talent in this fandom. And so I've just been having a blast all day in between working, looking at the fan art, gushing over it and all that. But I decided to do a little stream, and what we're going to do is look at our favorite remake moments, and we might throw in a little high win action because, we got to get down and dirty on Valentine's, so.
You guess what mine is? If you're on my stream, you can see it's all over my face.
Yes. Dipper is dipping in the cloudy love right now. Indeed. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and get us started here. I've made a little playlist. Ooh, it was difficult. It was difficult because I just love anything cloudy, so. But we're going to, what I'd like to do, other than just, chit chat about the scenes in general, Dipper and I have been wanting to talk about this insane body language forever. Now, we're no body language experts. This isn't going to be clinical, but I definitely want to talk about the ridiculous amount of body language that goes on between Cloudy. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and get started with Stargazer Lily. This is, of course, where Cloud famously gives the Stargazer Lily, which means reunion. It's a reunion flower to Tifa. By canon now. Used to be optional, no longer is.
Sorry. Arlene. Oh, she's so adorable.
Daddy, you're home.
That's right, Angel.
Welcome back.
Have you been a good girl?
Yeah, I've been helping Tifa.
Oh, you did you? Well.
You made it. Where'd you get that? I can't remember the last time I saw a real one.
Oh my god.
Huh? Mm-hmm. How sweet. When did you get so thoughtful?
Guy can change. Has been 5 years.
Huh? We know these things too well.
I need to talk to Barry.
Right. Come on in.
Well, it's just way too many times that, I can't hear anything on my end, but I know exactly what the heck's going on.
Oh, absolutely. And look, here, okay, so, this is just, and also I want to talk about the camera work as well. So let's just kind of go through this. As soon as Tifa comes, where you can see her, you're Cloud, right? You just ran into this girl you've been in love with most of your life. Let me make sure I do not have hair product showing. Okay, cool. You run to this girl you've been in love with half your life, and the second she's in frame, you hone in on her. You can't even do anything else. You have to walk up to her. You know what I mean? I love that.
Oh yeah, no, it like amplifies the fact that Barrett teased him in Final Fantasy VII, saying you can't wait to get to your
what
Tifa
they call
baby.
it, Tifa baby. That is
It showed
crazy.
in Final Fantasy Remake that's all Cloud is concerned about is getting straight to Tifa. So it's really funny. The director chose it to be that way. Like, yeah, no, you're in Sector 7. Cloud wants to go straight to Tifa. You can't go anywhere else. It doesn't matter what you want. Cloud wants to go straight to Tifa.
Exactly. There is no, and it's not even that, like there are some areas where you can, it's not really optional, but you have to do something to actually interact with the character. With Tifa, it's like, no, you're doing nothing else. You see that exclamation point, you go to her or you do nothing. Okay.
Arlene.
I really wish you could see the characters that aren't on camera, because you could just imagine Cloud is just staring at Tifa the whole time here.
You been a good girl.
I mean, there's the PC modders. They could totally like check out what
did,
Cloud's
did
doing,
you?
but they
Well-
might. I don't know. He might be standing still, doing
Yeah.
nothing
You made it.
because he's off camera.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you get that?
Well, and with the mods, unfortunately, if they are not on, if they're not in the frame, like right now, you wouldn't be able to see anything with Tifa. She's not there, if that makes sense. Yeah, so it kind of sucks. I wish that wasn't the case, but yeah.
Yeah, but it makes sense though. That way they kind of save like memory and all this other like
Yeah.
crazy game development strategy they need to use for cutscenes.
Mm-hmm, that's true. That's true. But I like that she just, she asked about the flower, and he gets this little smirk on his face when he
You're
looks
looking
down
at the
at it.
flower. I'm smirking at his pecs. I'm sorry.
Hey, this
Don't
is
you look
Cloudy's day.
suspicious?
This is Cloudy's day. This is not Dipper and Cloud's day. Okay, so
Hey, I'm just saying, where's Tifa looking? She says
Well,
flower. I think it's a cover up.
that's a good point. Actually, now that you mention it, that is a good point.
Real one.
But like he kind of looks off a little like, well, she likes this flower, does she?
Oh yeah, no, he's totally selling. He forgot all about that flower, and now he's just like, opportunity.
Yes.
Win Tifa.
And you know what? If I had thought about it, I don't know if everybody's aware, but if you refuse the flower at first, Aerith says, she says a couple lines that says it'll make your girlfriend's day, and Cloud's face visibly lights up, and then he asks, "How much is it?"
Oh yeah, he like has that nani? Like what?
Girlfriend.
Like
Okay.
you have now piqued my interest. Go on.
Exactly. Okay. How much is this thing? $1 million? I don't care what it is.
And I love that he wants to impress Tifa so bad that he is subconsciously trying to think, what would Zack do in this scenario?
Yes,
Because
that's
he does
what-
not want to fuck this up.
Exactly. That's what the Ultimania is saying. Just for people that, because we're insane, so we deep dive this stuff. We're insane for Cloudy.
No, it's not that. I'm sorry. People push us to the edge by saying, "Oh yeah, where'd you get that from? Just from your head cannon?" It's like, no, it's
Exactly.
from the book. It's from the book.
Exactly.
Damn it, read.
Yes,
just
it's
read.
like it's the same.
Why don't people read?
The same books are available to everybody. You know what I mean? You don't even have to have it. A lot of people are just translating it and putting it out there for free. So yeah. I
Not
hear
at
you.
all. It's only Cloud and Tifa fans reading that book, I think. No, I'm kidding.
And like, look at that's hilarious. And
I'm messing.
oh, you're good. And then like, look at her face right here. She just is like, she's like shocked and happy. I mean, the boy that she's been in love with, now we have traced the two paths. The boy she's been in love with for 7 years, never thought she'd see him again. He shows up one day, he looks like this, and now he's handing her a flower. I mean, she is visibly, she's speechless for a second.
I'm sure
When did
Cloud
you
probably
get
looked
so
speechless too the first time he saw her. He was like,
Oh,
whoa.
I've been, we'll get to see. Fortunately,
Yeah,
we'll
you
get to see
know,
that.
Tifa grew. I don't know
Oh,
where
she did.
I was thinking, but Tifa grew. I gotta stop.
Tifa most certainly they both filled out. I'll give them that.
Yeah. She is genuinely happy, and it's so funny because this part too also like points a little bit about Cloud's personality as to like how Tifa perceives him as someone that I guess doesn't do these kinds of thoughtful gestures. So this was surprising, and it's been confirmed in the Trace of Two Past that Claudia has explained to Tifa when she visited her one time, saying like, "Hey, do you know if Cloud's coming to visit?" And or like, has he written any kind of letters? And Claudia just straight up tells her, like, he's really not that kind of guy. He's not that thoughtful. He's nice. He's just not that thoughtful.
Yeah. I think it's a level of obliviousness. I mean, first off, he's a man. I mean, no offense to the men out there, but
hey, no, I do this bullshit too. I'm kind. I'm nice, but I'm not that thoughtful because I just don't think about it.
That's hilarious.
If you need me, beat me. I'm gonna be there.
No, you got a good point though. And yeah, so I just don't think like you said, he just doesn't put two and two. Cloud, and especially now that he's mentally 16, which makes sense. I mean, you almost die and then you're tortured for 4 years. You're not exactly doing a lot of growing in that period. So
tortured thinking about Tifa too, actually.
And probably thinking she's dead, honestly. So then you got to think about how that layers on top of it. He knows his mom is dead. He has no idea if Tifa's dead or alive.
Yeah, I'm excited for them to really, like, put the nail on the hammer. Or the hammer on the nail. Whatever way it goes.
Whichever way. Do something with a nail and a hammer.
Yeah, whatever.
But yeah, so like...
Crystal's strength with how they're going to focus on, like, how devastated Cloud was with Tifa and her mama. But we're hearing about Tifa, I'm sorry.
Ooh, okay.
Loves his mama too, okay?
Yes, he does. Happy Valentine's Day, mommy. Oh.
Yeah, he's a mama's boy, okay?
Oh, he definitely is.
He likes to be taken care of, and Tifa does that.
And the thing is I think it really informs a lot of Cloud's character, actually, the fact that he was raised by a single mother. Because you just see the way, I mean, he is very chivalrous. I mean, he gets a little spicy with the attitude sometimes just because he doesn't like people being in his face and stuff like that. But he goes out of his way to help these women who he doesn't even know.
He is holding back when it comes to girls.
Yeah.
He can be so much meaner, but he's holding back with girls.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, he put on Twitter that we are, I'd already said it, but
yeah.
Putting on.
Yeah, y'all good. I love it. As soon as you meet Tifa, the very first thing Cloud does is try to, like, win her heart over with a flower. Like, that's the very first thing that's going on between Cloud and Tifa interaction.
Well,
you're just like,
yeah.
Oh, is this a relationship? All right. I had a hint something was going on.
Yeah, because I've mentioned this before, but it's a crazy progression for an OG Cloudy, which I wouldn't necessarily consider myself full-on Cloudy until after remake, but I always knew it was canon, but that was not evidence, it was just a fact, you know what I mean? And I always liked Tifa, but it's interesting because I really wasn't sure how they were going to go with remake. They could have either just went full-blown into the LTD until later events when it becomes clear and all that, or just stay totally neutral. And the part that happens before this one, I mean, chapter 1, Klaus just asked, hey, are you too close? And he spent so much time headcanoning it that he can't even answer the question. He goes into a whole full-blown, and I think it's telling that he doesn't think of bombshell Tifa that we know at the beginning of the game. He thinks of that little girl that he grew up next to, and he's blushing.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a even though they have all this sex appeal and all the sexual tension that we will be getting to very shortly.
Yeah. People are saying like
Cloud
likes her just over her looks. It's completely bunked. He just liked her for being her since they were kids.
Yeah, he's only ever known her to look like
appearance.
this. Yeah, like at the beginning of the remake, he's only known her to look like this for 2 days. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. He's never known this Tifa. He's only ever known the one that was that girl that he felt he wasn't good enough for and all that, Now, nothing that Tifa was doing, but,
It's just, these two are so stupidly similar. That's their problem. They both, think they're unreachable to each other. Like, they're both untouchable. They're stupid cute.
They are just the sweetest. Oh,
they're stupid.
They have the longest, slowest burning freaking romance ever. It was ridiculous. I cannot wait. See that? I mean, like I'm loving this part, but I also can't wait to get to when they start getting hot and heavy with each other. All right, so let's watch.
Is that when we have to start streaming after midnight?
Hey, I'll stay up all night if they give us some scenes like that. I'll stay up all night with Cloudy.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about we have to talk about them blinking.
Oh, girl, yeah. Look, I'll put a trigger warning up. Hey, sexual,
Right.
you know.
All right, I'll get ready for adult stream.
Absolutely.
When we get to the Highwind scene.
All right, so we actually chose an order last night. I don't know if you actually still want to stick with that or not. I was going to do the resolution scene next.
Look, I'm all chaos, no control. Go for whatever you like.
All right, girl. That's what I like about Dipper. She's just ride or die. She's like, let's do it.
Yeah, not getting me too far. I need some order. Oh, hell yeah. This big. I love it.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to lower the sound a little so we can talk because if we're a Cloudy, we've seen these things 1,000 times.
Can't
Ooh,
sleep.
I gotta set the mood. I got Shinra playing in the background. I don't want that.
No,
Sorry.
you too.
Yeah, not very sexy.
No, it's not very sexy.
Sorry. Didn't mean to
I need
wake
something
you.
sexy for this scene.
I'm a light sleeper.
Kind of works.
It's a soldier thing.
You ever know she has a couple gray hairs in the back of her head? I know it's a
Does
random
she?
thing to bring up.
The other
Mhm.
night, that was from Aerith, wasn't it?
Or at least
I don't know if it's like a
something like that.
highlight or something like that, but I see it every time in the scene.
I knew there was something weird going on. You buying flowers?
And they're just,
They
know,
symbolize reunion.
for people who are
believe it or
Highwind
not.
scene people,
I was curious.
the
So
body,
I
you know,
looked it up.
when we're talking about body
I
language,
tried to keep it
their
alive as
positions
long as I
here.
could. But now, it's dead and buried.
She wants to cry so much.
Yeah.
The bar
So she's been holding in so much for so long.
and everything else.
And you
What
just
I really
you
like
just see
about
the
this scene
Mhm.
is that it's been building up.
Yes.
This scene over here has been building up. Like, not the fact that they're gonna like have this affectionate moment, but like through NPCs and through Barrett, they're all talking about how Tifa hasn't opened up
took
really with
everything
anybody.
from
She doesn't
us.
really have a real friend to open up to. She's always putting on a smile or facade on her face to make everyone feel welcome and comfortable. But like, I think it's in the book that Tifa feels like that's like the thing she doesn't like about herself is that she doesn't open up and like really let her feelings out. She's trying to like, you know, make sure everyone's needs are met before her own. So for her to like let Cloud take some responsibility to taking care of her feelings in that moment is a huge step to their relationship.
Absolutely.
Tifa could choose to not open up, but she chose to open up to Cloud. She doesn't open up to anybody else.
Anybody.
She specifically choose Cloud.
And I love that the Ultimanias, well, I'll say it after
Oh,
this.
you're hurting me.
Let her go.
Stupid. I know that crying's a
Actually,
so
he should have
happy.
pulled her to the ground in that moment, but that would have been a little bit disrespectful. I mean, Elmira's up right up there. You know.
Digit.
I'm just saying. I mean, that would have been me. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh my God. Tifa will be like, "Oh my God, you are just like all the other guys."
Okay, well, maybe he should take my advice. Yeah, you got a good point. But no, what you were saying is very interesting because yeah, they do allude to that throughout the game between chapters. Really, chapter like 7. I mean, if you take into account intermission, where
Oh, it's been hinted since chapter 3. But
Yeah.
I'll speak after you though. Go for it.
Oh yeah. But what I like is I had recently found some Ultimania quotes. There's a guy called Turquoise Hammer that has been doing some extensive Omega Ultimania translations, and they actually explicitly point out that Tifa becomes more feminine around Cloud because her true self comes out around Cloud.
Nice.
And that is a direct parallel to I mean, obviously, you know, when they
To
mention
Cloud.
yeah, like when they mentioned that in the live stream in that moment in the resolution, his true self began to emerge. And then they, you know, pan over to the live stream. which is Air's Garden has live stream like flowing through it. So
yeah, that's been confirmed.
yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. Can you go back again to their hugging scene? There's like so many things going on.
Yeah.
So many things going on.
You can just
You
stop
can
me
just let
when
it play it.
yeah.
Yeah. You can just let it play randomly. What I really like about the resolution too is that I thought it was pretty self-explained, but the developers had to go ahead and throw stuff in the Ultimania just to make sure everyone understood that like Cloud was really happy, you know, giving Tifa a hug. Like that was a moment for him to emotionally be there for her as a hero. Like he's trying to fill in all the holes of being a hero to Tifa, like not just like physically saving her life, but like also saving her life emotionally too.
Yeah.
Like that's not an easy thing to do at all. Like you always see like heroes, you know, saving, you know, their loved ones, you know, and through like some kind of dangerous act. But like I don't think I've ever seen something, you know, going over like a hero being happy to be there for them emotionally. Well, okay, maybe some. I'll take it back.
Yeah, that is, you know, the fact that they would explicitly point out that's what he was thinking in that moment. You know, whereas you get a lot of conjecture, or you get the devs' feelings about A, B, and C, you get music composers' feelings about A, B, and C. Only a few times do you actually get the Ultimanias stating what Cloud is actually feeling. Not as a, could it be this, could it be that? It's flat out saying, you know.
Yeah.
We're getting to some other scenes later, but this is one scene where they want to point out Cloud's feelings, not Tifa's.
Yeah,
You know.
Cloud explicitly thought this moment was romantic. I thought that was an amazing add-on that they
Yeah, I mean
let
that's
us
pretty
players know
bold.
about. They usually let like Cloud's thoughts be ambiguous, but they literally put Cloud's thoughts in there that, you know, he felt this is a romantic thing. This isn't a friendship moment. This is romantic. So
Yeah, exactly.
what's also nice about this one too is that someone like turned the camera around and you can legit see like tears down Tifa's like cheeks. Like someone zoomed in on Tifa's cheeks in here. Like she's really letting it out. And prolonged hogging, prolonged
Aaliyah's hogging
hugging
her.
is just another sign of like wanting to show Tifa that he's there for her, to support her, and to let her know that she's not alone. Like there's like a lot of body language going on with like hugging someone in that way. It's a very protective and loving kind of hug.
Yeah, you like
security hug too.
yes, I mean this isn't like a even with Barrett, you know, it was almost a little bit side-ish. He was using one arm. He just kind of just hugged and then left. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't. There was no prolonged. You know, she's crying into his. I mean, the whole thing. She slowly advances towards Cloud.
She was asking Cloud to comfort her. Barrett was trying to comfort her as a friend.
Exactly.
But she was not reacting. She stood still like a stick.
Yes.
She stood still. She was just frozen in place, and she wasn't even agreeing to what Barrett was saying either, as it was pointed in the Ultimania.
Yeah.
So like the boys thought, both Cloud and Barrett thought that, you know, Tifa was feeling better being comforted by Barrett. But in the end, it wasn't. She just agreed to him not to be rude.
Yeah,
exactly. So out
exactly.
here is where she really did let her feelings out. Barrett tried to comfort her, but he actually didn't.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
exactly. Oh yeah, absolutely.
He did, in fact.
Yeah, he did not. And I mean, I think it's pretty clear
mad.
here.
Yeah. She was so mad and sad.
So like she not only it's all the build up. There's so much build up even in these tiny moments. This only lasts like 3 minutes, but he goes to approach her, and then, you know, she's talking. She slowly turns to look at him. She slowly advances on him. She slowly lays her head on him, starts crying. She puts his hands on him. Like there's all this build up, and you're wondering like, is he gonna like, is he gonna be a fool or is he gonna hug her?
No, she was making all the moves. She was making all the moves for Cloud to take like the step to
another
to
parallel
to
the Highwind scene. Mm-hmm.
God, it's so funny if you go and see like other like streamers' reactions during this scene right here. They're all yelling at Cloud like, "Just hug her already!"
Yes,
like,
yes.
I swear, if you don't hug her, I'm gonna kill you. I think I said that too when I was streaming this. I was like, "Come on, Cloud,
if this
you gotta
idiot
hug
does
her."
not hug her, I swear, I swear on my life.
So mad.
Hey, Blitz. I just want to say hi to Blitz. He's in the chat. What's up?
Hi, yo, what's up?
But yeah, so when he put and then for two, and then again because Barrett is more of the man's twice Tifa's age. Okay, there's nothing romantic happening there. Okay, he's trying to comfort her as a friend, as a sort of a father figure, a pseudo father figure. Even though Tifa is the one that took Barrett and Marlena and homeless, but there's still that dynamic because he is that older male figure in her life. You know what I mean? And you can actually see some of that because even when she really disagrees with him, she still doesn't challenge him a lot of times.
Respect him.
Yeah, exactly. But with Cloud, she takes that chance, she takes that leap, and when he reciprocates, like, it's just and then
and you can arguing with him too.
Yeah, I just love how he almost killed her. Cloud. She's like,
who and where?
She's like, can you let me go now? He's squeezing the life out of her. But that also shows that Cloud, and they said that in Ultimate, Cloud kind of let go in that moment and felt like he had kind of crossed the line. Like, even now, they already telling you what's up. It's just like...
the reason why he feels like he crossed the line is because that wasn't friendship anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And he, it's been explicitly reminded to him, like, since chapter 3, every time, like, it's been, thanks to, I think it was Butt Stallion that, like, modded the camera.
Yeah, she did. Mm-hmm.
But, when she introduces Cloud to his room and, he was asking like, "Oh, who's the landlord?" And she's like, "Oh, I introduced you as like my friend." And you don't see it on the camera, but I'm so mad that they didn't show it.
Yeah, I saw that
when they say but when Tifa says friend, Cloud has an upset, sad face, and then he recovers afterwards because she started to get worried, and then it repeats again too. This is a very consistent thing that when Marl asks him, she needs a friend, Cloud has a sad face again, saying, "Look, we're already friends." Like in a very.
I'm not trying to be a friend. I ain't trying to be nobody's friend. I'm trying to. Okay, see,
he's upset. He doesn't want to be friend zoned, and he he has it in his head that, like, I guess we are friends. And he hates it, and he's really trying to change it, not knowing that she already really likes him. It's just so frustrating to watch.
I know. It's just, it's like, and then especially when you know,
to each other.
And then especially when you know that 2 minutes later he thinks he's about to get like some afternoon delight, 2:30 in the afternoon with her.
He was gonna have afternoon tea at chapter 3, ending alone at last. It's called alone at last because that's what Cloud's thinking. He's like, "Oh my god, finally,
like, okay,
I'm
finally.
alone with Tifa at last."
I've been finding cats. I've been finding cats all day. I've been killing monsters. Now I'm alone in this room with this girl I've been in love with since I was 9. Like, I'm gonna need something to happen here.
Like, I don't know how big of a deal it is in the Western culture, but I know in the Eastern culture, like, inviting a guy to a girl's room is like a huge, huge deal. It is like, kind of deal.
I would say so. Yeah, I would definitely say so. But it's
I'm sorry, I can keep on talking. Literally, I remember talking to Monk, going through all this Cloti stuff, and I think 6 hours passed.
Good God.
I cannot forget that night. I was like,
6 hours?
How did we do that? Look, there's a lot of Cloud and Tifa shit I was not expecting.
It really
here.
is, yeah. It just is amazing. And I'm glad that it's not just about me being a Cloudy and I want Cloudy to win, It's also about, because there is... Now we're going to, I think, what part of the problem with OG is not that it wasn't what was always meant to be, but depending on how you played OG, it really could come out of left field, which was sort of the point as well. But at the same time was a detriment, because if you think Cloud really is open, But then out of nowhere, this too, it turns out he's been a level 1 woman his entire life. You know what I mean? It's a little too jarring, I think, depending on how you play the game. So I'm glad that there's a lot less left up to interpretation this time around, and they're leaving you this breadcrumb trail that by the time we get to the Highwind scene, the live stream scene, it's going to be like, well, duh. You know what I mean? Like, almost. It's like, okay, I could see how this was going.
The reason why it was so jarring in OG is because people were like not completely 100% communicating with each other. So there are some inconsistencies going on story-wise with the build-up. Like, the one thing I can't, like...
You're talking about the people working on the game. Right.
Yeah, working on the story. Like, each one like had their own scene to work on.
Yeah.
And then they all try to make it work.
It's too many cooks in the kitchen.
And that's why it was kind of like inconsistent in some way, because like having Marlene like root for, you know, Aerith over Tifa did not make any sense to me at all, because Tifa basically raised her.
Yeah, it didn't make
literally
any sense.
like Marlene's like.
Not that it matters what a 4-year-old wants, but it is just weird.
Yeah, I know, and they straight up took that out because it makes no sense whatsoever.
It makes no sense whatsoever.
It does not make any kind of sense at all. Like, I know they're trying to build up like something's going on with Aerith and Cloud, and that was like supposed to be like, you know, the big traumatic moment when Aerith dies, but like.
Well, she did have an impact on him. And she did have an impact on Marlene. Obviously, she's wearing
on everybody.
Yeah, she definitely does. But yeah, it just if I'm thinking storytelling wise, yeah, that scene made no sense. That I knew this girl for an hour, and I'm like, oh, choose her over.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Tifa also saved Marlene from sleeping on the streets. That's a huge deal. Tifa gave her a roof over her head. I'm sorry, I gotta protect Tifa. But anyways, it's just like, Tifa is a protector, and, you know, I don't know where I'm going with this. I just went off the rails.
You did. Well, let's watch the train roll scene.
Yeah, okay, train roll.
That was fun.
I still don't understand why they made this scene optional. I think it was really weird, but, you know,
well, it wasn't.
No matter what the ending
it's not optional.
It is optional, but it doesn't matter. Like, if you want to be that person who wants to wait 3 minutes to get that and even make Cloud feel like a jackass and an incompetent soldier fool, be my guest. Go for it. Like, whatever. But either way, you want to try so hard that Cloud doesn't pay for Tifa. He still yells out for Tifa as soon as he gets out of that train roll. He doesn't yell for Barrett. He's like, Tifa!
And whoever that other dude is.
Yeah, the one I'm still having a fight with every now and then. But, you know, we grow as brothers later in the game. I love their emotional bonding.
Yes, they have major bromance happening.
Yeah, I love it. I'm gonna be surprised if, like, Gold Saucer ends up being Cloud and Barrett only, and we're just like, wait, what? Don't come to play. I will be shocked. I will enjoy the jokes along the way. But yeah, I love this new edition. There's so many, like...
Yeah, I just can't take anybody who calls this scene optional seriously. Like you said, if you're gonna sit around for 3 minutes, I guess the whole game's optional in that case, because if you die in chapter 1, nothing else happens.
We got to get into philosophy, man. That stuff always messes with my head.
Yeah. I just love that he takes the time to smile at her. And then, we'll go back through it, but this is ridiculous. If you see, like, the naked mods for this, you would not be able to tell this from any other sex scene. I mean, it is insane. These damn robots.
I love the freaking build-up and how much, like, Cloud is trying to keep his promise he made since he was a kid to protect Tifa. Like, I love that they're making it a consistent theme as soon as you play the game. It's very...
He's jumping off of trains. He's blowing up buildings. He's jumping off of buildings.
Yeah, no, he's ready to risk his life and doesn't hesitate. I love that there's also those scenes, too, where, like, Cloud is protecting Tifa, and you have to literally pause it and zoom in and see it, and it's just like, why the fuck did they go through all that trouble to show, like, Cloud putting his hand on Tifa's back again?
Yes.
And protecting her in the middle of a battle. So it's like,
we're getting shot at, you know, like, stuff is happening. It isn't like we're just all standing here and I'm taking a moment. He's taking a moment in the middle of a battle to comfort. He sees the fear in her. Yeah. And even though she can do it, obviously, because if you, like you said, if you get the other optional scene,
Yeah.
She jumps herself, but
Yeah.
but the fact that he takes that time to give her some comfort and let her know that he's going to take care of her, all that nonverbal, and that's what I want with the body language. They have all these nonverbal conversations happening.
They do.
They do not spend nearly as much time with any other character. Just going back and forth between Tifa. I mean, the way they go back and forth between Tifa and Cloud's,
Nonverbal.
Yeah, like they're going back through their facial expressions and looking back and forth between their faces, their bodies. They do this constantly throughout the game.
The constant touching? Yeah, they constantly touch each other.
Constantly.
Like, sometimes it's like in the background too, when like things are in focus with another character, they're still touching each other. It's like,
yes. And there's a reason for that. They have not seen each other. Effectively, they have not seen each other in 7 years.
That's true. They are each other's comfort, honestly. That's what it's building up on.
Mm-hmm. Like, effectively, they haven't seen each other in 7 years. But you would never be able to tell looking at the way these two interact with each other, particularly after chapter 4. I mean, it goes into hyperdrive.
Yeah, what's really cute is that they are each other's like first for everything.
I know.
They just did not have
Okay.
I guess an attention to any other girl. Like, even though like now that Cloud's like older and hotter, and I don't know, like he's not in the city, not in the country where it's only Tifa.
Yeah. He's adjusting to getting female attention now, for sure.
Yeah, he's adjusting. Like, all of it is super new, and he's shy, and it's just, my freaking tsundere boy just gets overwhelmed with all the attention by girls, because that's never happened to him before.
Yeah, he has a similar interaction with the Honeybee and girls, where they, they're like, oh my god, he's blushing. Yeah, he's just not used to it.
Yeah, and it's honestly like, I feel like he's getting a little bit of how Tifa feels when she was the only girl in the village. Like, she was constantly getting looked at by guys, and it made her uncomfortable. And now Cloud's experiencing what she experienced, which I think is super sweet, because then he can get a better feeling of how Tifa feels.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why he's even more protective of her, with her, because he's just like, I know she's uncomfortable, because when the girls do this to me, I feel uncomfortable. I might be, making a lot of guesses here, but I just feel like there's a lot of common things that these two are now like get to experience.
Absolutely.
Better for them to understand each other, I think.
Cloudy.
Yeah, Cloudy. Look at that.
Cloudy.
They're constantly staring at each other all the
time. All the time.
Prolonged staring is like a hint of affection.
Because have you ever just stared someone in the eyes? I mean, it is uncomfortable. And so
I look at the floor a lot.
Yeah, so if you actually will sit there and stare someone in the eyes like this 3 feet apart, that is again, all this storytelling. Essie does tons of storytelling through music, through the body language, through the inflections of the voices. When Cloud's voice actors are literally told, speak softer when you speak to Tifa. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely softer tone.
It's not just about the words coming out of their mouths. It's just everything that's wrapped around it. All the context involved.
It's a lot of this is apple pie. You can't just eat the apples in the pie. You're gonna have the crust.
Especially the crust. Especially the crust.
Enjoy that. Yeah, enjoy that crust. Shit.
And then
That's probably a really bad example. Crusty Cloti, yum.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
That is funny. I realized there's so many Cloudy scenes that until today, I didn't even realize I didn't have this scene from chapter 17 in my playlist. So I had to grab this real quick. But real quick before I say, when you were talking about the staring, there's one moment. This doesn't even make any sense. Okay. It's at the end of chapter 4 when he says that he's going to join them on the next mission. And Barrett runs off, and then Tifa, before she walks out, look, I mean, they go back into Cloud's perspective, and it's just Tifa staring dead at him, them just staring at each other, and then she walks out. It's like, what was the reason? This stuff takes time, money, energy. You know what I'm saying? They got to get a mocap to actually do all this. All these little moments that they're adding It's for a reason.
Language. They're taking advantage of it.
Yes, there is a reason they not doing $1 million scenes of train rolls for no reason.
It's like what they wanted to say in Final Fantasy VII OG, because I don't know, they wanted to make sure like Tifa, you know, talks the way that she does, you know, because that's her character. She doesn't talk a lot or explain her feelings, which makes it even harder because it makes it open for interpretation.
Yeah.
While in Remake, you can see the body language now. You're not just reading dialogue. You can listen to the tone. So, like, when a character talks, you gotta, like, not just listen to what they say, but you gotta accept the whole package. If, like, because if I have to give an example, the only one I can think of right now is Aerith right now, when she says, like, what is it now? There's just like moments where she's, well, and both for Tifa too, when both the girls, you know, say that they're fine. Oh, hell, even Cloud says like, you know, I'm fine. You can obviously tell that they're not. Like, just because a character says something doesn't always mean it's true. It's just like with real people. When people like ask you if you're okay and you say you're okay, are they really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's hard to tell that when it's just words on the screen. I mean, you can still get it to some degree, but it's also hard to tell that. It's going to be a lot easier in these graphics with the voices, with the body language, with the facial expressions to be able to get those little nuances that they simply just couldn't do with the media that they had at the time. And you're right, because Tifa, like Tifa's already a more reserved, subtle person.
Yes.
And her focus also, she's worried about Cloud. She's even afraid of Cloud to some degree. When she sees, like in chapter 3, like he's ready to just kill 5 people in front of her, like that's scary. She's not, even though she's in love with him, she's not thinking from a romantic aspect when she's interacting with him. She's monitoring him. She's observing him. They have romantic moments because they're both in love with each other, but that's not the focus. You see what I'm saying? Whereas,
are you kidding me? They both scared each other. Cloud was shocked when Tifa kicked Johnny's ass. He was like, "Oh my god!"
Like, "Oh, I better not cross her." So when you have that aspect, and then you have, well, they really didn't show Jessie at all because she's in like 2 scenes and then she dies. But Jessie also was romantically interested in him.
Yeah.
But of course, Aerith being, you know, a more outgoing, more extroverted. And her mind is on romance because she finally sees this guy who reminds her of her old love. First guy she's been excited about since Zack left. You know what I mean? Like that's at the top of her mind with her interactions with Cloud. So you have these 2 things happening at the same time where you're getting a lot of romantic interactions between 2 of them because one is pursuing them, meanwhile the other one is not. If that makes sense. Even if it's not mutual romantic moments, they are romantic moments. Even if one person is the one creating them, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
It's more. I guess it's kind of like more organic. Like she's not forcing Cloud. It just kind of happens.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. One person is creating moment after moment after moment where you know there's a overlay of romance. Hard. Yeah. Whereas Tifa's not looking at Cloud and like, hey, let's do this. Let's, you know, or you know, what kind of women do you like? Do you like tanned women or do you like, you know, she's not asking these type of questions. So it seems very one-sided.
I don't know. She was asking for his opinion on how she should dress.
Well, they are giving her more moments now. No, I'm talking about an OG. I'm specifically talking OG. That's what I'm saying. That's why it appears one side, and you know, and that's on purpose too. But that's why it appears to be one thing when that's not really what's happening. You know what I mean?
It was kind of mainly focused on the fact that Tifa was hiding something. That's how everyone interpreted it because there was opportunities where Cloud's asking like, "Is there anything you want to tell me?" And there's always like a ... So it's just like.
Yeah.
People didn't really get the opportunity to kind of feel Tifa out and Cloud and Tifa's like relationship. But when you replay the game another time after finding out about Cloud and Tifa's relationship, it's the story's told a little differently, to be honest. It's like you got to play Final Fantasy VII twice. Yeah. And the way Tifa acts and the way Cloud acts, like if you have to like be super attentive, you start catching a lot more hints and clues that was just like, oh, these are Cloti moments.
Yeah, it definitely is not a one. Final Fantasy VII is definitely not a one play game. You will miss. I mean, beyond the romance, there is a lot you will miss if you play this game one time.
Are you kidding me? Someone's still discovering things about that game after over 20 years later.
Absolutely, it's ridiculous. Absolutely. Roll on the floor. I appreciate the sub, and yeah, I just put Dipper's YouTube in the comment section. And
thank you. Oh, there's a donation thing. Okay, yeah. If you're looking, okay. Hey guys, everybody. I got a mental health awareness charity event going on. So if anyone wants to dono for that, it would be greatly appreciated.
Dono.
Yeah, them donos.
But yeah,
you can use your phone to quick scan the QR code, or you can just check out the YouTube description, and there should be a Tiltify link there. And if you want to give me head pats, there's also a little tip link.
Cool.
I like that.
And and by the way, we're dual streaming right now. So she's streaming on her channel. Obviously, I'm streaming on mine. So when she mentions the QR code, you can go over to her channel and you'll see the QR code.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're good.
With detailed information is not my forte.
But I also put her. Well, that's fine. I also put her YouTube and her Twitter in the comment section. So, all right, let's go to this one. Now, this is, I forget which developer said this was their favorite part, their favorite scene. But one of them said that her saving him. What you say? Maybe Katase. Maybe Katase.
I double check. See how fast I can do this. My God, he's hot.
I know.
Here and now.
I don't know.
He was my first crush.
Yeah, I know. Picking between Rufus and Cloud, I'm just like, I don't know.
Oh, I'm picking. Look, Tifa can have Cloud. I'm taking Rufus. I'm taking Biggs. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Biggs is hot.
Yeah, I mean, I love Cloud, but he's perfect for Tifa. Let him be with Tifa.
Yeah, he is kind of a drama queen.
I just know my personality. I don't think Cloud and I would get along outside of the bed. I don't think it would happen.
Flex those muscles, baby. I like. Yes, girl, save your mom. Queen.
That is some queen shit right there. That really is.
Yeah, I know. That's not a comfortable position to be in. She's not only holding Cloud, but she's holding the damn sword too.
He makes me so mad. I'm like, if you don't let that damn sword go and save yourself.
That's like Zack, okay? He would never drop Zack.
He could have went back down there and got it.
How dare you? It's traumatic.
He could have went back down there and got that sword.
He will never let go of Zack.
I'll never let go.
At least at the end of Advent Children, then he can let go in peace.
and what I like is, so with chapter 7, Bear dragged her away the last time because Cloud asked him to. He said, "Get her out of here." And and she was reaching out for him and she couldn't reach him. Cloud had a moment like that too when the Whispers dragged Tifa away, but it's like they've almost decided after chapter 7 that it was never going to happen again. So there's this weird, because if you think about chapter 10, she catches him. Chapter 11, I mean, they catch each other like 5 times after this. I mean, they almost overdo it. Of moments.
They are trying to emphasize the fact that they couldn't catch each other back at the bridge, all right? This is a big deal. Them constantly catching each other's hands is not a random thing.
No.
This is going to be like a huge deal, so that way we can feel the pain when they couldn't catch each other at the bridge when they first fell.
Exactly.
This is not a random Cloti event. This is like story included, honestly. That's what's really nice about all these additional Cloti events, is that it's all related to the story. It's not just trying to build up their relationship, but it's supposed to
it's not just fan service. It's not just a matter of throwing. I mean, not every single thing may be able to be traced to something, but a lot of these, like you said, the catching each other constantly, him jumping off of that skyscraper, if you ask me, was alluding to that mountain. I mean, he just without hesitation tries to catch her, even though it might kill him too. You know what I mean?
He doesn't care.
No.
Tifa's safety is priority. That's his number one.
Because he would, I mean, Cloud would cease to exist if Tifa. You almost already see that with his catatonic state. It isn't just because we have to think about it this way. Yeah, he was like, we'll get more details, but it was like over 4 years that he was just like a zombie of himself. Yep. But the second he sees Tifa's face, Tifa's alive. He jumps to his feet. Yeah, he was fine. You know what I mean? Like he was. I mean, as fine as you could be with an alien eating your brain, but you get what I'm saying. It wasn't that his mind really was gone. It was the thought that Tifa. And so there's 2 times that he goes into that state. It's when he thinks he's physically lost Tifa and when he thinks he's mentally lost Tifa. It isn't Aerith's death. It isn't, even the thing Sephiroth was saying. It is when he believes that Tifa has lost faith in him, that he then decides he's a puppet. And, it's like, I apologize to her. I hope you meet the real Cloud one day, blah, blah. It's her losing confidence in him that causes him to...
Basically, failing Tifa is what breaks him. Because it's the one thing he doesn't want to do. That's a very consistent thing to his character arc ever since he made the promise with Tifa at the water tower scene. Or the promise he made to himself to make sure that she's protected, after failing her when he was a kid. He does not want to fail Tifa. A very consistent story.
It's not about being, I saw another hot take about this. It's not about him just wanting to be accepted by people. He's been, people have been accepting him throughout the remake. I mean, it's not like Tifa was the only person he could make this promise to. Or even forget the promise. He could have just, like, if he wanted to make friends, why wasn't he going around asking everybody to the water tower to tell them his dreams under the stars? You know what I mean? Like, this is about Tifa, and that's why.
He didn't even tell his mama.
No. Hey, mama. I might go off to, I'm going off to war and might die, but I'm not even going to tell my own mother. But I will tell this girl that live next door to just because I want friends. No, that's not how. That goes against humanity, how humans operate. And of course, going to war to impress a woman is a very common trope. Or just being like the war hero. That's
he wants her attention.
But he's willing to jump off of skyscrapers to save her, because if she dies, he hang it up.
Story's over. The thing is that, like, you were talking about, like, Cloud being in a catatonic state, like, I just want to, like, reinforce that fact that hearing Tifa is the only thing that gets him out of the Mako poison state that he's in. At the train station, when he realized Tifa was talking to him, he woke up. Over at the island,
Medeal.
Over at Medeal, hearing Tifa cry out, "Help, please, Cloud," he said he heard her voice and he willed himself to protect her in a catatonic state.
Yes.
All right.
Pulls her into his subconscious and does the one thing that he fears the most, which is confess his feelings to her, knowing he might be rejected. He has no idea if she will reciprocate his feelings. It is his sealed up secret wish. It is the one thing he has never told anyone. He didn't tell his best friend, Zach. Zach is no dummy, so he could tell, but but it is her rejection that he fears the most. And when it came down to saving himself mentally, saving himself of his worst fear being realized, or saving her life, he heard her cries, didn't hesitate. He has always chosen her first.
He had to put himself in a vulnerable. He had to put himself in a vulnerable position. He had to fix himself, otherwise Tifa would be stuck in the live stream. So once again, he is willing to do anything, even if it embarrasses him, to save Tifa.
Like the dress.
Like it wasn't a confession yet or something. Like, she understood his feelings, but then they got like more of a mutual understanding of each other's feelings during the Highwind scene. But during the live stream, it was all Cloud sharing his feelings and thoughts because Tifa was in his consciousness.
And
he had to fix himself so they can get out.
And she wasn't sure. Yeah, she also wasn't sure how much he remembered either. So I think if she had been more confident that they both remembered everything that happened, they probably would have expressed feelings before that. But
oh yeah,
but and that's going to be interesting too, by the way, because Cloud clearly says that we have 7 days before the end of the world, basically, right? He says, I think it says like 7 days when he gives that speech in the High Wind. But the books also clearly state that the High Wind scene happens the night before the final battle. So
really?
That's yeah, multiple times. The Omega says it. In fact, that's what the Japanese community, when we were doing the High Wind event, we had asked Nagisa, and she said, she gave us the name of it, but it's something like, the way that they phrase it is the eve before the final battle or something like that. I mean, it happens the night before they fight Sephiroth. So then what was going on for 6 days? There are definitely some plot gaps happening, because when he says the 7 days thing, when he says the 7 days thing, and then everybody just disappears from the ship, and then Tifa and him are talking, so it makes it seem like it's the same day. Maybe they just fast forwarded some. You know what I mean? They dropped everybody off where they were gonna go. But even then, that still leaves like 3 or 4 days. Like, what were y'all doing all that time? Anyway, yeah, they're gonna have to fix that for sure.
Frolicking over the flowers. I don't know.
Somebody left a comment in my. I wonder if you know what they say in the Japanese here. Somebody left a comment on my video, this video, saying that they didn't like the way, like, they like Cloudy and stuff, but they weren't crazy about this line because it felt like a jab at Cloud, basically implying that he's not a good enough hero or something like that, which is not how I took it. I just took it as being a bit facetious, like, she's like, hey, we're dangling off of a 60-story building, and I'm just trying to, like, I just felt her kind of I don't know, I didn't take it as her trying to attack him, but I think the Japanese said something different.
I think I took it more as don't give up. You need to keep fighting, keep trying, and work hard. It was definitely more of a motivational line, the way I took it. So, I mean, everyone perceives it like the way they can, I guess. But if I want to follow how Tifa wants to talk to Cloud, she's trying to motivate him. Yeah. Because she's done nothing but try to support and motivate anything and everything that Cloud does. Especially the fact that he was
smiles
about to die right there. Yeah. The fact that he was just about to die there when she wasn't there to go rescue him, she's literally saying to him, like, dude, do better.
Yes.
If we're going to keep doing this, if we're going to keep putting ourselves in life-death situations, you got to get stronger. We got to get stronger. Like, Tifa knows and has been in a situation where things get tough. You got to will yourself to make it. Even if you think you can't. And basically she's telling him not to give up.
Yeah, they are both so reckless.
Yeah. Because she could have given up when she first got to Midgard, but she made it work. And she's telling Cloud also that if things are really tough, even if it feels impossible, don't give up. Mm-hmm. That's literally the message I got from Tifa.
Yeah, and the fact that he smiles afterwards is a pretty,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you just want to think about their character overall and, like, think of it in that perspective, the story and the things that they say will make a lot more sense and they fall more in line.
Yeah, I agree. All right, we on to.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. No, that was great.
I told you I was ready for a long stream.
You're good. You're good.
I love that Tifa got a redemption arc to, like, saving Cloud at that
fall. Yeah, it's really good.
When she couldn't before. And it was a beautiful addition to the story.
Well, you know what? It's not even. I mean, it is an addition, but it also, I didn't realize she did stay back. Because I just forgot. She did stay back. They didn't have that moment, but she stayed back. So that still even is in line with what, it's not like they just added something out of nowhere. So, but I'm glad that she was able to
make sure that he's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. I just loved him.
Oh yeah, no, I love the two of these guys. Like they balance each other really well.
They really do.
Lots of fun.
Hey, need y'all downstairs.
Right now? Then the plan is...
Marlene.
She really doesn't like what Avalanche is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we're officially...
But it's her family.
Which, just as a side note, the idea that she's selfish, even though she is literally about to bomb buildings because she's so loyal to her family and friends. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah.
And she's been helping Cloud all day. She could have been in here making money. She could have been relaxing. She could have been doing 100 things.
Now the mood is kind of sour. She's trying to pick it back up.
Because Cloud does look mad.
But it shouldn't take much longer.
He's frustrated because he keeps asking about his damn money.
Mm-hmm.
And there she goes.
Yeah, if it had been just all Tifa, I don't think he would be talking about the money. But since he technically did it for Barrett, you know, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, other people are involved. Yeah, go ahead.
Fucking flirting pose right there. I'm sorry.
Yes, it really is.
And then he leans in too. Like,
And
they
again,
both lean into each other. It's a mirroring effect. And it's
look
something
at
that
the
couples
staring.
like to do.
Yes, and look at the
Yeah.
staring. She's just sitting there
Oh, yeah,
shaking the glass, just staring at him.
Yeah.
He could
More
not take his
prolonged
eyes off of
staring.
her.
She's trying to show off and impress her because, like, they like to impress each other.
Look at those arms. Oh my god.
Sweet right about
I know, they
now.
boof.
Ugh.
They were pretty thin before, and someone told them, like, why does he look so thin after being in the army? And then they buffed him up.
Thank God. Whoever that was, thank you.
All right, it's the magic drink that pours 2 different alcohols.
Rolled on the floor said, I'll tell you. He said, I'll tell you what, if
Dodger.
Cloud and Tifa had a whole month together, they would have fought while carrying a Cloudy baby. Yeah, she is posing for him all the time.
She's flirting so hard.
I could go.
And she got her reward.
Now, chat, do we think that Cloud was complimenting the glass? Or do we think he was complimenting Tifa? This is apparently
swear.
Yeah, this is apparently a debate.
I swear to God, if any of you guys say glass, I am leaving the stream right here, right now. Goodbye forever.
I said, well, then I guess the next time somebody toasts at a wedding, they're really, I said they're really,
at their drink.
yeah, they're really telling the Cosmopolitan to have a happy life together, not
Look, I don't mind a good argument, but don't be dumb. I'm sorry.
And then the best thing I ever heard was, oh, he was complimenting her eyes, not her. Oh, well, thank you for that distinction.
Her eyes are her, though. What the fuck what do you mean?
Ooh.
Digin, I want to tell you that your eyes are beautiful, but I'm not complimenting you, just your eyes.
Well, my eyes thank you for
understand
complimenting me. my eyes want to thank you for the compliment.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm glad we have this understanding.
But
Seriously.
yes. But again, body language. Look, I mean, so like you said, they link. That's another thing. They are always, especially after chapter 3, the beginning of chapter 3, because they're still a little distant with each other in the beginning of chapter 3.
Yeah, it's a metaphor.
But it is. But the more time goes by, I mean, you know, it culminates into that moment where they're in Tifa's room alone. And there's a lot of these small and big moments. Like you have chapter 14 resolution that we mentioned, where there's this slow build up between them getting to that hug, because they start off distant. You know what I mean? The same thing is happening with chapter 3. The same thing is happening with the story overall. Like, there's all these parallels happening with them coming together.
We're gonna fucking see that again. Like, you think they got close? No way. We're just getting teased. They're gonna be like distant again when Tifa finds out about Cloud's story. Like, what the fuck's wrong with him?
Because if they're doing all this in part 1, Midgar is supposed to have the least amount of Cloudy.
It is.
And we're getting all of this in part 1.
I think they're doing it though because part 2, they're gonna have to show some kind of distance to show that something's wrong, and you know, Tifa being suspicious. So they have to build up their relationship in part 1. Otherwise, it just doesn't look like they're actually into each other.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
what they're
exactly.
doing right now, direction-wise, makes a lot of sense. They have only in part 1 to do it. Otherwise, it's gonna be a repeat of OG.
Yeah, I agree. And then, so yeah, when you were talking about they both lean into each other, looking in each other's eyes.
Yeah.
I just can't stop looking at each other.
No.
Like, they make me...
Body language.
It's like, that. Do y'all need a room? Like, do I need to leave? What? I'm not leaving,
Yeah.
but...
A lot of body language, facial expression. You gotta look at that.
The slow drinking of the drink, you know.
Oh, Jesus, Sigyn.
Come on. Come on.
Tifa, don't you know that he likes milk?
They would.
I'm sorry.
But you're more
Did you
the
see
same
that?
person.
Has
There was,
Cloud
like,
ever-
the thing about Cloud, like, what's your favorite food? And he says milk.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
So funny. Cloud likes milk.
I bet. Somebody...
Damn it, Sigyn!
This guy named Bobby on he's a mood on Twitter. Or what? Does he watch your video? I can't remember. But anyway,
Bobby?
Yeah.
He might have a different name on the YouTube. A lot of people have different names sometimes.
okay. But there was this fan art somebody made of like Cloud sitting there with a milk mustache saying "got milk," and Tifa sitting there with no shirt on, like covering herself or whatever.
Damn it! Yeah, okay.
And Bobby said that's how he gained so much weight between OG and having children. I was like, oh my God. Because he buffed up.
Time? Is it the
Yeah.
after?
Oh yeah, sorry. Trigger warning. Horny Cloudy's on the stream. Horny Cloudy's on the stream. Trigger warning.
Getting late. It's okay. It's funny. It's funny.
You done dropped like 10 F-bombs.
He
I
is
just-
eyeing her up and down. Did you see that?
And his eyes are, look at him, watching her.
I've seen guys do that to me when I dress up and they eye me up and down. I'm like, checking me out. He's checking her out.
They keep looking back and forth at each other.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to say something about all this posing that Tifa's doing.
What, like putting her hands on her hip and like, sauntering, playing those hips to him?
Oh, so you noticed.
How could I not? Anyone who didn't notice that is Godspeed.
Oh, that's funny. Now, so I wanted to go back to these Ultimania quotes.
Ooh, you're well prepared. Nice job.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, so Turquoise Hammer has been doing the Omega Ultimanias, but I like these quotes about Tifa's femininity around Cloud. So it says, a member of Avalanche and Cloud's childhood friend, she threw herself into anti-Shinra activities after Sephiroth burned down her hometown of Nibelheim. An adept? Is that the word? Zygon School of Martial Arts. She's more than a match for any man, though outwardly she acts very feminine. While she has a romantic interest in Cloud, she's unsettled by his contradictory words and actions, yet keeps her concerns to herself. So that does speak to what we were talking about is, yeah, she's in love with Cloud, but she's also like, what is going on with him right now? But anyway.
Yeah.
I like this part because it talks about Midil. Hearing of a feminine anti-Shinra fighter skilled in martial arts, one naturally envisions a strong-willed masculine woman. However, deep down, Tifa is actually quite the homemaker. Her flavorful cooking is known all around town, and in Midil, she tends to Cloud with such devotion that even the nurse is impressed. Is this disparity between her outward appearance and her inner personality the source of her charm? So what I also like about that, so they talk about how much, she's devoted to Cloud, and that she is this badass fighter, but people are judging her. She gets a lot of judgment based on her appearances, and I think that speaks a lot to certain elements of this fandom, for sure, that just see a pretty face and see nothing behind it, when really she's this person who's devoted to the people that she cares about.
Layers.
She's layered. She's a badass, but she also is a badass homemaker, mom, because she's been helping take care of Marlene. Yeah, so I like that. But here we go. So this goes specifically into her and Cloud. So she reunites with her companions aboard the Highwind, but grows despondent when she finds Cloud isn't there. She resolves to track him down. Then she quotes Cloud, and then says, the line expresses what a deeply important person Cloud is to Tifa. Hereafter, her tone becomes more feminine, and she begins to show her true face rather than hiding her emotions. I'm losing my voice.
Water break.
Water break. All right, there we go. And then after finding Cloud isn't there, Tifa becomes radically more meek and feminine. From Barrett's statement that she was once a strong woman, we get a sense of how deeply her reunion with and separation from Cloud has impacted her. Another explanation for why she acts so vulnerable could be that now her anxieties about Cloud have vanished. She has no need to be someone she isn't, and therefore becomes more honest with her feelings. So all this kind of pointing to something about Cloud that allows her to, once she's over not knowing what's going on with him in particular, because that mostly speaks to after he disappears. Now that all the facade is gone, you know, everybody knows the whole truth now. She's letting her guard down, and she just wants Cloud back, you know. I just found it interesting that they literally say her true face, which is, you know, exactly about, you know, Cloud coming out around Tifa as well, his true face. So
I really like that. That's a good detail.
Yeah, I was reading through his Ultimania stuff, and I saw that. I was like, man, they mentioned this feminine thing more than one time. Like, I'm seeing a pattern here. But yeah.
Whoa, hey, Fuka Dragon. Oh,
Whoop, whoop.
I should not have said that out loud. I didn't think about it until I considered this name.
That is hilarious.
Hey, okay, I'm just gonna say Dragon. What's up, Kevin?
Oh yeah, Bobby.
What's up,
I keep forgetting.
Barry? What's up? Do some shout outs. Do some shout outs, Tijan. Do some shout outs.
Woo, shout out to Bobby,
Yeah.
who was also rolling on the floor guy. I thought it was, but I was like, you know, everybody's got 100 names. I'm like, wait a second, I think that's Bobby. And I done made this whole speech about this dude named Bobby. So yes, one and the same, rolling on the floor guy and Bobby, the Bobby I was talking about, same person. Sorry, I keep forgetting. But yeah, so rolling on the floor. I don't know how to shout out people on unless they've said something first. Sky Serpent came in, like I said, Blitz came in. Exotol, Walt, which is Walter.
Walter,
Joey.
what's up?
Whoop, whoop.
Thank you for joining the stream.
Mommy, I'm gonna need you to have the same name everywhere, so I'm not confused. Because every once in a while I forget it. I'm like, I think that's Bobby. Okay. All right. Did you have anything else about this specific?
Oh, this scene right here, how they keep looking at each other and that Tifa bit her lips when he said beautiful to her.
Mm-hmm. Yes. She can't even like hide how.
Oh, she was blushing.
Yes.
Hands down, that was blushing.
Little turned on. Little turned on, if you ask me. You bite your lip. That's a.
Yeah, she. Good job, Cloud. That's why he was so smug. When she left you, he smiles to himself like, hell yeah.
And look,
he's trying to what's the word? I don't want to say win her over, but there's like a word.
Court
for it.
her.
Yeah, he's courting her. He's really trying to court her, impress her, give her gifts, compliment her. Like this is courtmanship shenanigans, all right?
Yes. And
this
it's
isn't
not
friendship. I'd be very uncomfortable if this was a dude that was being my friend saying all these things to me, and I'm like, do you like me? Because
yeah.
I feel like you like me more than a friend.
I am so confused. Are you Bobby or are you not Bobby? I'm confused as hell right now. He said he was Bobby, then it's not Bobby. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Okay. I don't know if it's Bobby or not. I just know that I know rolling on the floor.
You know that he's a guy.
Yes. I know that he is on my streams all the time and I love him. Whether he's the same Bobby I'm thinking about, I have no idea at this point because now he's trolling me. So now, one last thing I want to say. I love all the Easter eggs inside of the bar. And I don't know if everybody is aware, but there's an Easter egg for Cloudy in the bar. There's a license plate. It says Final Heaven, which is, of course, Tifa's last limit break. Then LOC for Lockhart, 053. That's her birthday. Then it has 21 and 20, which is Cloud and Tifa's birthdays respectively. It says 811, which is Cloud's birthday. It says 173, which is Cloud's height, I believe. But anyway, it just has a bunch of stuff, Cloudy. So I just wanted to say, also, as we were talking about with the body language, with all the other ways that they are layering Cloudy into the game, they're adding little stuff like this license plate, all these Easter eggs, the license plate, the crescent moon, the fact that they are living in a place called Stargazer Heights, the fact that she is literally the girl next door again. You know, he could have been sleeping anywhere in that city, but she puts him next to her. We see you, Tifa.
Okay, wait, I got it. Yeah. Okay, so Final Heavens, Tifa, Limit Break, coded for Tifa Lockhart, the LOC. Bottom left is Cloud, coded for Cloud's age, 21 years old. And then 20 is for Tifa's age. And then on the bottom right, it's Cloud's birthday, August 11th, and then Cloud's height next to that. And then above those numbers is also Tifa's birthday.
And then LLC Lockhart.
This is like this is such a couple shit, all right? This is like making wine together.
Yeah.
Or like carving your name under the umbrella.
Or it might be kind of like having matching outfits. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. There's a lot of boyfriend girlfriend hint shenanigans here.
I mean, forget.
You're in denial if you disagree with this.
Yeah. I mean, you can forget. Avid Children. That's just one of them. You got the 3 wall market outfits. Then there are a lot of similarities between their regular outfits, and she's wearing his shirt from the night of the promise. It's just cropped, but she's got that white shirt over the black shirt. Come on, you know. She's probably
still wishing for Cloud after all those years.
Yeah, she fell in love that night. You know, yeah.
I want to say that she's always been in love with Cloud, but it's just more of an eye opener that night. She's like, oh.
Yeah. I agree, because I think it was just like dormant feelings from when they were little kids. Because her mom was always talking to her about Cloud, you know what I mean?
And she would always blush.
Mm-hmm. And then and then the fact that I think in some way she knew that he wasn't responsible for the mountain incident. She just didn't know. I mean, she just didn't know what to think, because, you know, you wake up from a coma and the boy you have a crush on is taking blame for it. And I think deep down she knew he was lying, but she also didn't know.
It's in the book. It's in the book.
Yeah.
She said it officially that, like, he's lying and it almost feels like he's protecting her.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What you're thinking is completely accurate. It's confirmed that Tifa never blamed him. She doesn't even believe him. And
that's why she wanted to ask him when he came back into town.
Yeah, but he didn't want to open up and talk, and he, deflected, which he did again in Alone at Last. So it's just like deja vu feeling for Tifa, trying to get Cloud to open up, which is not an easy thing for her, especially if it's, I don't know, like your childhood actions somehow come out when you meet someone that was back in your childhood, if that makes any sense at all.
So yeah, I think she always, because the fact that, they really had drifted apart after, 8 years old. And then one day, just 5 years later, he asks you up to the water tower at midnight, and you say yes. And you're so flustered that you go, that is the funniest thing. That he asks her, and then they go running in opposite directions. And I'll never forget Hayashi was like, where were they running to? Because they live next door to each other.
I needed to get away. It was just adrenaline rush right there. Just needed to get away and run.
I mean, she puts on that whole she puts on that whole outfit and all that, All right, Marl.
We can talk about that when we get to the promise scene. Don't worry.
Oh shoot, I forgot about all that. I'm sorry. Yeah.
We got the promise scene coming up.
Shoot, we don't went through. Whew, okay.
What's going on in here? Oh, she's giving him the talk.
Not so fast, you.
Don't fuck things up with Tifa, okay? Is what she says. Oh, I'll kill you. See, there it is. That face he makes again. That pouty face saying we're already friends.
Yeah, he is not happy.
I didn't get it, but since it was consistent with the apartment scene, I was like, oh yeah, he's definitely upset being called friends. He hates it.
Definitely. Yeah, I got it the first time. He was not happy, but
no. You did a good job. I got lost in that one. Sure.
He was like, "Can you stop calling me her friend?" Well, and Merle's in a roundabout way saying the same thing. Like, she does need a real friend, but she knows that they aren't. You know what I mean? Like, she knows that they're wanting something other than friendship with each other too. Even if she doesn't know Cloud, she knows Tifa. And that girl has never looked at a man twice. And then suddenly this dude comes into town. She's asking to get him a free apartment. She's asking to get him jobs. I mean, she's jumping all over the walls. Like, oh my God, my childhood prince here. And he looks like that.
Yeah, but what Marl wants to ensure is that Cloud, like, she knows Tifa likes Cloud, but Marl wants to make sure that Cloud is
worthy of her affection.
Tifa. No, not just worthy. Is like she wants to make sure that Cloud's just not in it because she's a pretty girl. She wants to make sure that Cloud is there for Tifa emotionally. So basically, don't fucking objectify her is what Marl is going on. She wants to make sure Cloud is someone who's there
about her as a person. Because that
person, not just a woman.
And that plays into, again, that thing of what I was reading out of the Ultimanias and what the people around town, they all gawk at her and treat her like an object as opposed to and like she wants to make sure Cloud isn't doing it. Yeah, exactly.
Hey fandom, guess what? Some of you guys do that with Tifa. Marl's not liking it.
Well, and it's just funny because they actually call it out in the Ultimania. You know what I mean? Like it's about people judging her on her appearance and not who she actually is. Like you just play, like Tifa haters just play right into that. You know what I mean? The developers knew that's what you would do. It's the same thing with Barrett. You know, and there's, I mean, you have these stereotypical looking characters, and by stereotype I mean you just see, you know, it's the 90s. You just see a black man. You're not thinking he's an eco terrorist who took in his dead friend's daughter, and he's this role model, this, you know what I mean, like they wanted to play on what people initially would look at and what
judging
same thing. They wanted to play into people's natural inclination to judge based on appearance, and they did the same thing with Cloud too. I mean, Cloud gives off this broody blah blah blah, but real Cloud is not the person we're seeing. And then even Soldier Cloud is not really the person we're seeing either, because he may give off an attitude, but he's also constantly putting himself out there to help people. And
he's a sensitive
soul. And it doesn't take much. I mean, he's in love with Tifa, but you know, just being in love with her doesn't mean that he would actually try to better himself to be with her. And that's exactly what we're about to see in this scene. Like he's going above and beyond, trying to be that person that she deserves in his mind. It's a very real relationship. Just liking someone's just not enough. Like, can you be there for them? That's what establishes a nice foundation in a relationship. Not only that, but just like they always say, like, if you marry, like, there's always people who says, like, what is it about your relationship that works? There's like, oh, easy. I just married my best friend. Yep.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Cloud, I'm sorry you're upset, you know, being called friends, but it's not a bad thing, Cloud. But I don't blame you.
I mean, he's just like, exactly. It's like so close yet so far, you know?
Yeah.
This moan, I just can't believe that he moaned.
After you left the village.
That's supposed to hint that this guy was ready to get down and dirty. He's like, are we going to kiss? Let's kiss. We're alone at last, Tifa. And then when she says, no, not the thing. And he's like, the fuck? This is not what I expected. I feel let down. Hey, guess what? I just quoted something from the Ultimania. I didn't just guess that.
During the war.
Literally, that's what Cloud feels. He feels completely let down in this scene. Oh god, and I just love that they like showed it all over his freaking face.
And this is another thing though. This is another thing though. There are only a few times that Cloud actually turns away from Tifa like this, and it's when he's ashamed of something. He does this 2 or 3 times in this chapter. He does it here. He does it when she first asks about the village. He walks away from her like that. You'll never see him doing that.
I think he also does it when he's not sure himself and he has to like think about it. Like he can't say some things with confidence. Like this scene right here is a Zack scene too. Like Tifa thinks, or at least I gotta recheck the Ultimania whether she feels like she overstepped or that's just what she said, I think. But like in the Ultimania, Cloud is literally turning around and trying to think and call
You know what?
subconsciously the
We should
stories of
totally
Zack's
celebrate.
adventures and
Let's
try to
dress
play
up
it
and
at his
hit the
own.
town.
Yeah.
But that's why he can't really answer, not because he didn't want to, it's
I
because
mean, why not?
I guess he didn't have the
It'll be
whole
fun.
story from Zack
Do you
to
even have
make this
fancy
a complete story to Tifa.
Not
he basically
I'll
got
figure
like
something
one
out.
chapter. Zack's got the other
What do you think
chapters,
would
and Cloud's
suit
just
me?
like, I don't know how this story ends. Shit.
Yeah. I like this too because Tifa. This is actually first indication, one of the first indications of Tifa letting go, because she's normally so reserved, but she just jumps up.
Us going our
She
separate ways.
and
Excited.
she jumps and asks him out on a
never
date,
meet
and then she
again.
thinks about it, and you see her body language once again. She kind of steps back and holds herself. She
what?
does this thing when she holds
We
herself
should
when she's
totally
not sure
celebrate.
or when
Let's
she's
dress up and hit the
nervous.
town.
Let's go out and celebrate.
Really?
So cute.
So she kind of steps back a little. She's like,
be fun.
"Oh shit! I just asked this man out on a
Have
date."
fancy clothes?
Fancy.
And he's
But I'll figure
smiling.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see him doing
What do
that
you
with
think
the
would
other
suit me,
girls. He's
huh?
smiling and welcoming it. He's excited about
She
it.
is a little minx, I'm telling you. So
And
she-
this is how he likes to
Something
think
fun.
of what's good for Tifa. I love this
I
bit right
guess
here.
we're
These
not
options
kids
are basically a little bit of more insight on what's going on in
Be sure
Cloud's
to
head.
not a little more.
Caesar's-
He did. I mean, it's not like we were able to choose these options. Exotic, mature, and
Fine.
sporty or
That's
whatever.
How he sees her.
Yes.
Yeah, like if you're trying to figure out like how Cloud sees her, that's it.
He
And
thought he
you
was
don't
about to
that
get
with
laid.
any other girl.
He thought he was about to get laid 2 minutes earlier. I mean, yeah. He's like, all right, you want me to?
Well, I think he would have made a big deal about holding hands at that moment.
Oh, he would have. He would have done anything at that moment. Hold hands, kiss, do anything.
Yeah, no,
Outfit
he
that
was
goes with
ready.
mine, Okay?
He was born ready, but sorry, Cloud.
He always
That
giving her sex
smile.
eyes too. My God.
Ah,
This is
that
gonna be so much
smile.
fun. You'll see.
That's such a genuine, happy smile from
Yeah.
Cloud, and he doesn't do that often.
Mm-hmm.
He's imagining it already. He's
And
looking
on
away
that
and just
happy
thinking
note,
about it. I love
think
it.
It's time we
Good.
head back to the bar.
They really do give a nice attention to
you
detail to
don't
their
need a
body
break?
language.
Yes.
Honestly,
And now he's
I'm
telling her,
feeling
like,
pretty
wait, don't
good.
go.
Well isn't always
I don't want
working
this to
out.
end.
Closing in on somebody's lips like that.
Yeah.
Totally
Oh,
sexual.
and that's intimate too, because she's like saying, like, keep this a secret from Marl. This is just between us, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the date scene all over again over at the water tower. Like, this is our secret.
Yeah.
Like, Cloud and Tifa have like
Hey,
secret
Marl,
date stuff
I
going
took
on.
care of
It's
the
super cute.
filters, So we're gonna head back to the
They
bar
want to make
now.
sure that whatever's happening is between them only,
looking
and that just makes it
Mhm.
a little bit more intimate too, because
don't
they don't
feel
want to
that
share this with anyone. They just want it to be their thing.
Then.
You guys are selfish.
Anyway,
Share with us.
keep your a token of my appreciation.
Rolled on the floor, said
Be
Cloud
good
does
to
self-destruct when Tifa breathes in his direction.
And us?
Oh my God, in his pants. I can't deal with you rolling on the floor. Okay, yeah, this is the last two scenes. Let's just play them back to back because it's the promise and then him remembering the promise with her, and then we can go back and talk. But I mean, you can talk throughout. I don't care. I'm just gonna play them.
Backup. First,
Unless you had anything else to say about Alone at Last.
What? Wait, what? About more about Alone Last?
No, yeah. If you have anything else, otherwise we'll get into the promise.
Not just that Alone at Last was also showing like a quick example of how they metaphorically look like they're apart, and Tifa's trying to, you know, what's the word I want to look? She's doing it again, like how they were like in Nibelheim, like trying to send invites to Cloud, and Cloud was like rejecting, but like this time he accepted. It's
Yeah.
the boys that that he was rejecting from. I think it
Yeah.
was the boys that was inviting him out. I don't know if it was Tifa herself, but yeah, that just like shows where she's like unsure whether like Cloud will accept the invite or not, since his past was not to accept invites. So like this must have been very, very shocking and a delight for Tifa. She's like, oh my God, he accepted an invite. Cloud normally doesn't do that.
Oh, I just loved him. And then
So I just love it. Like the more you know about their past and history, it's just like it just makes things so much more touching.
everything is so thoughtful. Yeah, playing this game after reading Traces of Two Paths is just it's a whole other experience almost now when you
Yeah.
go back and see these scenes. Even the stuff that Cecilia's finding the cats. It's like, well, wait a second. Cloud ran around trying to find Maru all those years. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And she never told anyone about having a cat, and he went out of his way to go pick up a cat and get it for her. And she was like, what?
Which means he was always
watching her.
Watching. I mean, it sounds creepy, but it's not creepy because they're in love with each other. Plus, he was a kid. He always observed her. Let's put it that way, you know.
Look, in real life, it's creepy, but in, like, typical shoujo and anime romances, that's a very big sign for romantic indications, signs, examples. I don't know. It's basically romantic, and they're taking those tropes and putting it into Cloud and Tifa. A lot of Cloud and Tifa are really standard shoujo tropes.
Yeah, girl next door. That what you just said, you know,
keeping a promise and being there for them,
going off to do something to impress a girl. Doesn't necessarily have to be war, but just, you know, hey, I'm gonna become a star. I'm gonna get that job in the city. I'm gonna do A, B, and C. Like, those are all you're doing something you consider a grand gesture to impress a girl.
Protecting. That's a huge trope, especially in action animes with couples.
Yes, and all those action scenes they have together is crazy. The train roll, the grappling gun stuff, her catching him in chapter 17, him catching her in chapter 12. They have a lot of tropey action couple moments too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of alone moments of Cloud and Tifa. A lot.
And they are, you know, Dutch Dread, it really hit me when I was reading through his thing about how they are star-crossed lovers in a large sense. I think it's because they don't live, well, they do live, sorry. Because they live, it's just, people don't really think about it that way, but circumstances are always pulling them apart.
Yes.
It's just that they ultimately end up together. So it doesn't completely fit the trope, but it definitely, there's a lot of it that does fit the trope.
Yeah, they never gave up on each other. It's either each other or nothing at all. They literally had, like, during the time apart, they were not interested in being or flirting with anyone else.
No.
Tifa did not date anyone or wanted to be flirted with by any guy, and Cloud was so focused in Shinra trying to be the hero for Tifa that he didn't even have any time to actually interact with girls. Because you can see that
he didn't want
he's not used to the experience when you play with a Cloud in Final Fantasy VII. Like, you see how he reacts with other girls. He doesn't have any experience with women. He had so many years with Shinra in the city to be around women, and nothing.
And while yeah, exactly. And while I don't care for puritanical values, I do find it very sweet that they're each other's, like, everything.
They are so fucking loyal to each other.
Yes. And even when they had no reason to be loyal to one another, really, because I mean, you last see a boy when you were 14. He goes off, he never writes, you never see him again as far as you know. 7 years? 7 years is a long time to be holding out hope to see somebody.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was necessarily active in her. I mean, Cloud was always in the back of her mind, but I don't think not dating was a purposeful thing. I just think she really wasn't interested. She never let go of the feelings she had for Cloud. So
yeah. She didn't have an eye for any other guy. Look, she always had an eye for Cloud since she was a kid. She realized that she could see a future with Cloud when she was 14 at the Water Tower. And then she was holding on to that dream, especially that she wanted to make sure that they stay together by asking him, promise me. To me, when I hear, like, the promise, I always like to consider it like she just made, like, a red thread.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what I think.
If you're familiar at all with, like, a red thread in Japan, it's basically, like, a sign of, like, a fate, a connection or something like that. Like, they're now bound to each other.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it was. She had no idea what he was about to say when he got up on that tower. She just came up with it out of nowhere. You know, just promise me if I ever need you, you'll be there.
Yeah. She really wasn't asking for a hero. She was asking that they still somehow
have some sort of connection that would bring him back home. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You gotta basically, like, read between the lines. I repeat myself once again. Just because something is being said doesn't mean that's it. Like, there's sometimes layers going on in that one sentence.
You know, what's crazy about it is There is almost nothing. Let me think.
I think you can play the movie when you get to the tower scene. We're right there. We're right there.
Yeah.
That right there is the memory that triggered his.
I think they actually call it a water tower in the
water tower scene.
No, I think they may have even called this a water tower. I saw this.
Really?
I saw this recently. I'll let me go back. I think I saw it in maybe it was Turquoise Hammers or something. Anyway,
completely agree with you, 3001.
Well, last thing I'll say, and then we'll get to the promise is almost. Well, I'm not gonna say almost. There's a whole lot about this game that you cannot just take at face value, and people understand that perfectly. When you say you can't take the fact that Cloud's a soldier at face value, because we later in the same scene, by the way, the live stream scene or whatever, it's revealed that he never was. He mistook himself for Zach, blah blah blah, this and that. We accept that when the stuff between Sephiroth and Genoa, we realize that's a lot of stuff that's convoluted. The fact that Zack never actually cheated on Aerith, she just, was kind of speculating why he never came back. Then it turns out, he was actually captured for over 4 years. Like, look,
I like to think of it that Aerith preferred that he was alive and cheating on her over the fact that he may be dead.
Oh, I agree because and she, if somebody just leaves me, I'm going to want to justify a reason to not like them anymore, as opposed to, hey, something really terrible happened to them and I'll never see them again. I mean, I think it's just easier to believe that, maybe he just ran off with another woman. But
it's a self-protection thing.
Yeah.
Emotions.
Yeah.
But that's OG. Over in Remake, you can see that she still hung up on Zack and didn't make up any kind of excuse for him.
She was hung up on him in OG too, but yeah.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm getting at is,
sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. The point I'm getting back to Cloudy is, just because it isn't in your face, just because there are some threads you have to weave in order to see the big picture that ultimately leads to the live stream scene, the highway scene, doesn't mean all this evidence is in there. I mean, nearly every scene we've looked at, we've found Easter eggs tracing back to Traces of Two Past, tracing back to OG, tracing back to this, tracing back to that. It's
back to the past.
Like, all these things are connected, and just because the words or maybe the actions aren't super explicit in the moment doesn't mean that there isn't a love story being told here. And that's just something that, it seems to be only when it comes to Cloudy that people don't understand. There's tons of red herrings, tons of the things you have to piece together in this story. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing different about Cloudy other than the fact that it's a romantic.
Homework.
Yeah.
That's kind of the pain.
Yeah, and
sometimes, like, if you have to go out of your way to put things in books and explain yourself in situations, sometimes I always, wonder to myself, did they fail in trying to explain what they wanted to, convey here? Because it's I
think it'll be a lot more explicit this time around, and because they know they know that
I can pick it up now. Yeah, I don't mind the books if that's just that's just extra reassurance to the majority of us who can read these signs and just be like, oh yeah, that's what we guessed and we were right.
Well, they just realize unless they give some explicit confirmation on screen,
I don't mind.
It'll be a while, idiots. But yeah, I'm fine with it. But
I don't mind.
But there's a lot of people who's just gonna flat out deny it, no matter how many books.
It's just a little, a little frustrating sometimes.
Mm-hmm. But I love Cloudy's story, and I do love the slow burn.
Beautiful.
Especially once we get the whole story. It's gonna be real nice going. It's gonna be real nice going back and watching their whole. I mean, okay.
These girls are sick. It should have been is sick. I was trying to make fun of OG.
This girl are sick. I mean, no, this guy are sick. This guy are sick.
This guy are sick. Yeah.
All right, this is the last two scenes, and then I've got to. Gotta wrap up.
This is pure Cloud remembering.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so cute.
I just wonder why they took the shooting star out. Maybe it's just been too obvious. That's the only thing I can think.
And they could legit forgot too. It could have been a thing. Look, mistakes happen, alright?
When spring comes, I'm leaving town. I'm going to Midgard.
She's so happy. Oh, look at her face. It's so sad now. It hurts my heart.
I know.
She was so happy. She dressed up. She asked her cat Maru what she should wear. She even asked one of her like guy friends what she should wear. Like, what's my prettiest dress? And the guy said that. And she's like, great, thanks. And now she wears that to impress Cloud instead. Like, I feel bad for that boy.
Wearing those wedges. Those wedges, I'm telling you.
Great war hero.
Oh yeah, no, I got shoes just like those actually.
That is not easy to climb up on a tower with. Okay.
No, it's not. It's not. She was that determined to make sure she looked good in the middle of the night.
Think you'll be in the papers?
And then these two are playing with each other. That they're both, you know, emotionally okay. Like, oh, you're leaving? Cool. Yeah, I'm leaving. So maybe a while before I get back. That's fine. It's like, you two suck. Playing with each other. You playing with each other. If only you two were honest.
Huh?
That's what heroes do. They save people.
You better thank Tifa. Oh my god, you better thank Tifa. She saved this disastrous talk you guys just had.
Fine.
It was a disaster. I'm sorry. It got redeemed when she said, "Promise me."
And I think that's the only time that their eyes actually meet throughout the entire exchange. Yeah, throughout the entire exchange, they go back and forth between looking at the back of each other's heads, and then that one moment, their eyes lock. And,
what's really funny too is that when Tifa asked like please or asked for something for Cloud, that face he made then, he still does it now presently. Yes! It's so cute.
He gives a pouty face.
Yeah, like come on, we're just changing filters. Come on, promise me. And Cloud was like, I can't say no. This scene right here, I actually missed it. I didn't realize what it really meant until like it was explained in the Ultimania that Tifa was hinting.
Yeah.
The promise scene. I had no idea. Like, I knew it was supposed to be, it was related about the promise scene, but I had zero clue that Tifa was deliberately hinting to see if Cloud remembered.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
You are fly, Tifa.
I had a feeling after that flower and the fact that the promise scene hadn't already been mentioned, because you remember she pretty much mentions it right after he comes into town. He's about to leave, you know, whereas we went through all of chapter 3 and it never came up. Other than that one little scene where she looks dead at him and says, I feel trapped. I was like, that's interesting. So I didn't necessarily put two and two together, but I wasn't surprised that it turned out to be her trying to hint, because when he says whatever he says to her after that, she looks down and she looks disappointed. But I think I didn't quite put it all together until after that, but it really was one of the, I think it was the best, this whole thing was the best retcon of the game, because people always made Tifa out to be some big old bitch because she, you know,
kept secrets from Cloud?
Well, no, because she, you know, Cloud was about to leave. Well, yeah. Cloud was about to leave, and then she reminds him of the promise, and he's like, so you're just going to walk out on me? Blah, blah, blah. And kind of making it seem like she bullied him into it as if he is a grown-ass man, but, you know, whatever.
Pressured him?
Yeah. Whereas here, she hints. She sees if he remembers. He doesn't. She's disappointed, but she doesn't say anything.
Yeah. Let him live his life is what she's doing.
But he then remembers it on his own. And not only that, he makes sure she knows he remembers. So it was a much better way to have the promise scene come up.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. The other thing too about that drinking scene too is how am I trying to remember now?
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm having a brain fart. I'm trying to remember so hard now.
You said you didn't.
Oh. Now I remember. Okay, so it's a lot easier to put it two and two together in the Japanese version instead, because we don't have lines like, you know, help me when I'm in a pinch. Like that kind of line doesn't get used very often. But in the Japanese version, what she said at the water tower scene, she says like, promising you'll help me when I'm in a pinch. And then she uses the same thing where she's just like, you know, I feel like I'm in a pinch. that was like a really easier way. That was an easier way to connect the two dots that they were, that she was, hinting at that.
Yeah.
In comparison.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think it would have been because I guess I didn't really see a young 13-year-old Tifa saying the phrase "if I'm ever trapped." That also kind of why I was a little. Yeah, if she'd have said, "I think I'm in trouble," I think we would have immediately. Said, yeah. It's that I feel trapped that seemed a bit.
Then I do better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now she's entering his room. Another cloudy parallel. So
it just shows their comfort.
Mm-hmm.
You never enter like Aerith's room. You never enter Jesse's room.
Nope.
You never enter anyone else's room. It's just Tifa and Cloud always like entering each other's room. That's just like another level of
that guy.
comfort they have with each other.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't thinking of leaving
and what their
Midgar
relationship
anytime
is.
soon,
He's teasing her.
Yes.
So much. He
said, he is so smug.
Yeah, I know, right? He's just like,
but like a cute smug,
Yeah, it is. He's playing with her. It's super cute. He doesn't really do that with anyone, really.
No. Flirt? No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
I'm listening.
Yeah, that's pretty super.
Look at the sex eyes. I'm telling you.
With me?
That open body, once again, that open body language.
That bad?
Mm-hmm.
All that leaning back and opening your arms towards her. I mean, it is amazing.
That's an invite, opening the arms wide like that. That's supposed to be an invite and also to show that,
I'm really glad to
you
have
can
you
be
back,
easy
Cloud.
around me. Same thing goes for like Cloud, like tilting his head.
She just did her
Like a
victory
dog.
pose too. That's funny.
Yeah, she did. She did.
Yeah?
She won the battle, whatever that was. I guess Cloud staying or remembering.
Good night, Tifa.
The amount of time he spends staring at that door after she leaves. Look, he's still staring at it. Come on.
At all. He doesn't look away at all.
At all.
No.
That is freaking crazy.
Yeah, the boy's in love.
All that staring.
And I love them for that.
Yes. Because you're right. That I mean, almost like an invite to say, hey, come sit in my lap when you got your legs open like that and you got your arms out. It's like, hey, baby, come on.
Well, that's supposed to just make people feel comfortable to open up. Cloud was basically trying to make Tifa feel comfortable and to open up, since she's not one to open up. So that's a huge deal. Like, Cloud's really trying to be there for Tifa, and she's responding.
Mm-hmm. And
he's responding.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, he does it again too. Like, he's super attentive. I'm sure you've all seen, like, there's a YouTube channel where it's called like Cloud calling Tifa. There's literally a montage of just that, and like Tifa breathing. He's like, Tifa.
Tifa. That is so funny in chapter 6. She's Tifa.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Like, don't fall apart, Cloud.
And then Cloud just like, I can see you're nervous. Don't go in there just yet. Take a breather. It's just like he's constantly taking care of her emotionally, and I'm like here, and it's killing me in a good way.
Mm-hmm. and
I think this is the most sexy thing, honestly. A guy like trying to take care of a girl like emotionally, or your significant other. I think that's more sexy than like trying to act like a confident dude, like which Cloud tries to do every now and then, which just surprises Tifa. But being like actual Cloud and not trying to pretend to be Zack is like something Tifa falls in love with more.
Yeah.
Like, it's been debunked already that Tifa fell in love with Cloud for being Cloud.
Oh man, I love that I already knew that remake was gonna be good for Cloudy.
Great. Sexy.
After I'm saying after playing part 1, I was already very confident in the direction this game is going. But once Nojima dropped a 300-page book in the middle of all this, and called it the backbone of the game,
it's a big deal.
And 200 pages of it was about Tifa, and a lot of the 200 pages was about her feelings for Cloud's implied feelings for her. Mm-hmm. I was like, this is a... I'm gonna go ahead and call this a wrap. I mean, they're gonna give us a complete from A to Z trail to follow to how these two ultimately end up to be together.
Yeah.
It's going to be a complete
Honestly,
love story.
That book is supposed to help us get more insight on Tifa's way of thinking, because Tifa is a very quiet girl. She doesn't speak her mind that often, so it's just too much room for interpretation. And I guess Nojima was done and sick of it. He was just like, no more room for interpretation. This is what Tifa's thinking. This is the kind of way Tifa acts, and if you don't like it, shut up.
Yeah. And like that in conjunction, and that's the thing, because you have two reserved people. And you are used to seeing. I mean, I understand why people look at a Clesi or a Clarith and see something there initially.
Yeah, it's cute.
Because
it's cute.
Well, because that is a trope as well. The one character that's extroverted and blah blah blah, and the other one who's more reserved, and they come together. That opposites attract thing. So on surface level,
for that.
Yeah. So on surface level, yeah, you're going to lean a Clarith or a Clesi if that's the character dynamic that you're used to seeing when it comes to coupling. I can say for like I was just reminded of Haruhi and Tamaki from Ouran Host Club, and they have that dynamic, and so it's not like I'm against that dynamic.
And Kagome had it too. There's a lot of that.
Bulma Vegeta. I mean, you have these.
Bulma Vegeta. Let's see. Sakura and Xiaoran.
You could probably name 10, 20 if you sat there and thought about it long enough. So I get that.
Not liking each other and then liking each other. Yeah, I'm a sucker for that.
Yeah. And Cloud and Tifa, while they do have a lot of tropes, because we're going to be wrapping this up. So just so you know, they do have a lot of tropes that are involved in them, but there are also nuances to them. So you have two reserved characters, and then you throw a third or a fourth one in the mix that seems to be more of the trajectory you're used to seeing as far as a romance brewing. Yeah, if you have two characters that don't normally speak their minds about anything, then people are going to misinterpret. So I think it was important to write Trace the Two Paths, so that way he's able to put out Tifa's feelings without her actively saying them. So it still holds true to her character, but we still get an insight into what's actually going on in her mind. So we realize, yes, she is indeed, we're not reading into it, she is in love with Cloud. And with the same with Cloud, the parallel is the word I keep using, but it's the one I keep thinking of. The parallel to Trace the Two Paths will be the live stream scene.
The backbone.
Yeah, so the live stream scene.
We didn't say it.
Mm-hmm. So we got Tifa's side of the story, and then live stream scene will show us Cloud's side of the story. But this way, it isn't just like totally out of left field. You got two people who never speak their minds to each other, and then suddenly they're jumping out with "I love you," So I'm really excited.
They do it very subtly, speaking their minds very subtly.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's why they add a few lines in the Ultimania as well. By the way, didn't mean to cut you off. Just saying that's why they add a couple things, just a little tidbits into Cloud's perspective, specifically when it comes to his interactions with Tifa. He's thinking about he's taking cues from the men in his life. He's taking cues from Zack. He's taking cues from Barrett, all in an effort to be a hero and a better, ultimately boyfriend for Tifa.
Not only that, but like also women are advising him how to better behave and stuff like that, and also to make a comparison of how he acts different with Tifa with other women. So same with Tifa, the way that she acts with Cloud compared with other guys. It's I don't know. It's just like a nice thing to kind of see these comparisons, just to like see how Cloud and Tifa are really meant to be. Like they have that meant to be atmosphere around them.
Yes. Does more damage than good. Okay, sorry, I was typing something. But yeah. Wow. And you know what's crazy is like, we don't
get out of here. They're not just friends. Get out of
here.
Yeah. I got a comment right there. You try to trigger me.
Look, it's already been, let's see, we went through 8 scenes. I have 25 on my, I have like 25 on my list that I've been making. Okay. We haven't even grazed a third of the scenes, and those are just the ones I actually have. I don't even have like I think there's a little bit from chapter 8. Yeah, there's a couple from chapter 18. There's so much Cloudy in this game.
Yeah, Cloud getting jealous is a lot of them.
Oh yes, yeah, I love when he gets jealous.
Jelly Cloud.
They made so many.
I hope there's more.
So many Cloudy headcanons became canon through remake and through Trace the Two Pass. It's just crazy.
Is it head canon, or is it just that we interpret it correctly? Like,
yeah, you got a good point.
We interpret it correctly if it's been, official in a book.
That's true. I'm just saying, it's, those books came after all of us speculating these things. Trace the Two Pass just came out last year, so that's what I'm saying. But a lot of that stuff.
So cool.
Yeah.
Very proud. Be proud, everyone, if y'all interpreted the scene and the book said you were right. You were right!
Yeah, I'm glad that, and I believe it was Nojima, he said this time there would be no room left up to interpretation.
He's really trying to minimize it.
Yeah, there's still going to be
his story.
Yeah,
I want to know what story he's telling.
Yeah, I want to know. I want him to be able to tell the story he wants to tell. I don't want him to have to lay everything out explicitly for us. But I think he'll do enough. Frankly, once you see the live stream scene, it just will be so undeniable what's going on between these two. We don't have to hear an "I love you." If he grabs Tifa and kisses her under that high wind, and then you see the live stream scene and you see the high wind scenes, that's a wrap. I mean, nobody's gonna be arguing about this.
It's a very friendly kiss. Very, very friendly kiss. Am I wrong?
Very friendly fade to black. Very friendly. Very friendly. Okay. Tifa getting extremely embarrassed the next day when she finds out that everybody was watching them, I guess, play that.
I don't get that scene. I just don't get it. I don't understand. Why did that happen? What?
Child. I mean, people are free to believe whatever they want to, but...
I mean, yeah, sure. Have fun with your fanfiction.
That's just pure denial in my book. But regardless, I'll end with this. I don't think they ever have to explicitly confirm one way or the other.
Say love? Yeah, they don't have to say I love you.
No. What I'm saying is...
We know they love each other.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying we don't ever... For me, whether or not they ever explicitly confirm whether he had feelings for anybody else or not, really doesn't matter. One, they're not going to. I don't think they're going to confirm it one way or the other. There's really no reason. Aerith and Jesse die. Like, what's the point in having Cloud break their heart and then they die too?
It's just more emotionally impactful and dramatic. I mean, like, we spent time with Jesse, so that got to it. Basically, in order for us to feel something for these characters that are dying, Cloud needs to get close to them.
Yeah.
That is a smart director move in order to get players to cry. Because I cried when Jesse died, and I know I'm going to cry when Aerith dies.
I'm gonna be a mess. Especially if Tifa starts crying, I'm going to be gone. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's going to be...
No, it's going to be Yuffie. Yuffie was like...
but Tifa...
Cloud crying. Well, Tifa was over, like, Aerith's body crying.
Yes, it's gonna be it. Oh man, it's gonna be a disaster. I'm not looking forward to that at all.
But Yuffie and Tifa are just gonna be be wasting a lot of like tissue boxes.
We all will be. But yeah, I think it's fine to leave some of that open up to interpretation. I see it in the same vein as the Honeybee and Girls. I see it in the same vein as I don't know, even Madam Mim, or just the women, these very attractive women that come into his life, whether they're actively hitting on him or not, whether he has an attraction to Jesse. I just don't think, once we see that live stream scene and we see all these feelings that he's had for Tifa for so long, for all these years, there's going to be no comparison. Like, we're going to really... I think we're going to get that solid confirmation that we need out of Cloudy. And I don't think they have to be cruel to the other ships to do it. That's just... No, they don't. As salty as I feel some days, I'm thinking, like, from a literary standpoint, it really is unnecessary. And then they're going to be throwing a lot of Xerath in, which I wish we had, oh man, I've got to do a Xerath thing one day, because I have a lot I want to say about Xerath. But...
Crisis Core.
But yeah, I'm very excited to see what we get coming out of Cloudy soon. By the way, did you see what Square Enix put out for Valentine's Day?
Are you talking about the First Soldier commercial ad?
Yes.
Heck yeah, guess what? There's a Cloti scene.
That is crazy.
They did it again! Last year they had all these couples scenes. And Cloud and Tifa was included.
Well, and last year
they did it again. I'm so excited.
Well, and last year they flat out put out Tifa's line about words aren't the only way to, you know, they put that out there for Valentine's Day.
Oh, the sex talk?
Yes.
Tifa interpreting that they should bump uglies? Yeah.
Anyway, girl.
Good night, everybody. Enjoy Valentine's Day. Bump uglies.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about, everybody. They put a First Soldier, the Japanese account, put out a Twitter message where well, it's not a Valentine's message, but they put it out on Valentine's Day. So
yeah.
Take from it what you will. And it's
coincidence?
Yeah, I think not.
I think not.
Wait, what?
One of the things that makes me so paranoid a lot. I'm just like, is that just a coincidence? I think it's a stretch. And then just seeing the Ultimania, it's just like, no, it wasn't. I was like, holy shit.
Well, you have to think about it this way. First Soldier has nothing to. I mean, Cloud and Tifa are they even alive when that game?
They are.
If they are, they're like infants. I mean, it has nothing to do.
I don't think they are alive. I don't know.
I don't think they are.
A little wonky.
Yeah.
I know Aerith's alive. She's a baby because they showed Professor Gaston and Hojo, you know, killing him.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Spoiler alert, by the way.
Oh, my channel is tagged with spoilers, so don't worry about it.
Okay, cool.
But anyway, any last thoughts on Cloudy?
Cloti rules. They're meant to be. They love each other. If any of you say that they're just friends, don't join my stream.
Not a well. If you'd like a different interpretation, come see my channel. You're like, just don't even bother showing up. Yeah. Well, hey, look, Cloudy's, Clara's, Clessi's, Clacks, Zarets, anybody wants to come over here.
Yeah, enjoy your ship.
Welcome to my channel, but you are gonna get this truth if you come here. I'm just gonna let you know. I don't, you know.
Yeah, we didn't write the book.
Yeah, Cloudy is canon in these streets, so you know. I love this couple.
Oh my god, I want to see Tifa. See all the girls in there.
I want to see the girls in bikinis. Yeah.
I want to see how Cloud's gonna react.
Oh my god. Yeah, I want to see the girls in bikinis.
He's gonna be very uncomfortable with Yuffie and like Aerith teasing him. I know they're gonna do that, but then I want to see what's gonna happen with Cloud and Tifa.
I hope he's wearing.
I know guys are gonna be looking at Tifa and he's gonna be like,
oh my god, please don't kill anybody, Cloud.
Come on, let me have Jelly Cloud in Costa del Sol. That's all I'm asking. No,
yes.
There's more, but that's one of them.
Yes. All right, girl. Well, it's been excellent. Been fun having you.
It's been fun. Always a treat. Thank you for the invite.
Yes, I appreciate it. All right, everybody. I will see y'all later. And once again, this is Dipper Dog 15. Check her out on YouTube. Yeah. Check her out on Twitter.
You can check out Stygian on her YouTube and Twitter too.
Woo woo. Yep, at Stygian Sis. Let's see. Yeah, on Twitter, I'm at Stygian Sis. On YouTube, I'm Stygian Stilettos Gamer. So, all right. We'll see everybody later.
Awesome. Don't forget to follow or subscribe. Thank you, everybody. Y'all have a good night.
Night. This is Stygian Stilettos Gamer, and I am # out of here, honey.